Hey, Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com, and I'm just on my daily walk, and I was thinking about relationships. I was thinking about what it really takes to keep a woman around. What does it mean to be able to keep a relationship, keep a girl interested in you, and make it successful? And it really boils down to some simple concepts that I want to share with you right now. Three things you need to focus on. First thing, you need to be focusing on you. Second thing, focusing on her. And third thing, focusing on the relationship. Now, I'm going to give you examples of what I mean of all of those, but that's what it is. There's three components to a relationship: you, her, and the relationship itself. And there needs to be certain attention given to each of those. Now, I want to also put a disclaimer here, is that don't forget that the woman that you're with should be doing this too. So this is not all about you doing all the work, about you focusing on all these things and her being lazy, not doing anything. If you're in a relationship and the girl isn't working as well with you, that's going to cause a lot of problems. So it's up to both of you. Now, let's get into it. The first thing, you, okay? You, very big component of this relationship and keeping the girl around. You need to be working consistently on growing, personal development, and personal improvement. The problem with a lot of relationships and what ends up happening is if the guy gets too stagnant and doesn't continue to work on himself, continue to grow, and that can be in all areas. Areas like your career, your finances, areas like your health and your well-being, right? If you're just really lazy and you're just doing the same thing every day and you're not learning and you're just going to work and coming home, well, what's going to happen is you're going to become depressed and you're not going to be growing. And really, I think, in my opinion, one of the best ways to make sure you're not stagnant, make sure you're not depressed and sad and anxious and all those terrible emotions is to continue to grow and be a better person. So that's where you need to focus on you, right? That's the personal development aspect, focusing on your growth in all the different areas of your life. And that can be even spirituality, that can be your religion, going to church, going to synagogue, whatever that means to you in growing and be a better person. Because if you're a better person, you're going to be a better person for the relationship. That's going to keep her around because she's going to see you growing and you're an amazing guy and you continue to be an amazing guy, and therefore will help keep her around, okay? The next part is focusing on her. Right? So of course, this goes without saying, if you're in a relationship with a woman, she's not feeling love from you, and love comes and breaks down into so many different ways, which I'll give some examples in a second, but if she's not feeling love from you, she's not feeling love and care from you, that is going to not make her stay around, and that is what causes a lot of breakups and a lot of divorces. So, and again, I know I'm simplifying this down to three things, but there's a lot of these things you need to work on underneath these umbrellas. So there's a lot here, but really three things. So now we're talking about love toward her. We're talking about affection. We're talking about the 5 love languages. If you don't know what those are, I suggest you look that up after this video, because those love languages are really crucial in terms of making sure that she feels loved. It's a certain way that someone feels loved, and she needs to feel that, whether that be affection or acts of service or gifts or words of affirmation. I'm just listing a few of these love languages right now. But there's some way that your partner feels loved, and she needs to feel it on a consistent basis. I mean, a daily basis. And it's not that hard. I bet you need that too. In fact, I don't bet, I guarantee it. I know it, because that's what relationships are about, is about the sharing of love and making each other feel really good, right? Well, at least that's one part of it. So that's a huge thing right there, is making her feel loved, feeling cared for. And if that's lacking, she's not going to feel love. She's not going to feel love in the relationship. It's not going to keep her around. So make sure that you're focused on that. Now, the third thing is focusing on the relationship. And by the way, before I get into that, I want to let you know that none of these are more important than the other, because let's look at this as a stool, right? These are the 3 legs of a stool. What happens if one leg is taken away? Well, the stool falls over, okay? So we got to make sure that all 3 things are being worked on. And if you are, by the way, the benefits are insane. I mean, you're going to have an amazing relationship. You're going to feel good, and you're going to keep her around. And that's the whole point, right? Is to keep each other around because you're in love, or you like the relationship itself, or maybe you want a family one day, maybe you want to get married one day, whatever it is. So it's the 3 legs that are important. Okay, talking fast here. On to number 3. Like I said, the relationship needs to be worked on. It's not just about her. It's not just about you, but about the relationship as a whole. And that means that you guys need to be doing things together to brighten up the relationship. So that means that you guys have to make sure that you don't get into a routine. That means that you're not doing the same exact thing every single time you guys hang out. It's not any routine in any of the little ways. Like every time you hang out, you're doing the same thing, or every weekend you're doing the same thing, or Every night you're having the same talks about the same topics of conversation. Of course, that's going to happen. Naturally, you're going to get into routine. There's no stopping that. I understand that, but you need to be conscious of the fact that you can easily slip into routine and consistently work on not doing that. Doing spontaneous things like going on random trips, or making sure you guys are doing different types of activities, or meeting people together, or trying new things together, right? Every month you guys should be working on something new in the relationship that you can do together, and that could be as little as having a new conversation about something you each learned, all the way to going and planning a vacation, right? I mean, if you guys plan a big vacation every single year, going somewhere really awesome, that's going to take up a lot of awesome time, and you guys together working on it together and figuring out where you're going and what you're doing, and that adds a nice little spark to the relationship itself, not just actually going on the trip. So think about what can you do to spark up the relationship between both of you, and of course simultaneously working on you and showing love toward her. If you're trying to get into a relationship that's amazing just like that and working on those 3 legs and you haven't yet, I want you to check out my program called Hooked at getherhooked.com, which is going to teach you how to meet that amazing woman that you've always wanted to meet. Even if you're shy, even if you don't know how to talk to girls, even if you don't know how to flirt, this program teaches you everything from A to Z. So go check it out, getherhooked.com, and I will show you how to get an amazing girlfriend, and then you can work on these 3 pillars that we talked about. See you later. See you in the next video.